Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode. This is my cell phone. Yeah, see, there's the phone number. Give us a call. No, they're not giving you the phone number. We get calls from everybody.
We'd be have a lot of friends, wouldn't we?
So, this video is a food video. I've been thinking, because, you know, we have this issue with food, and that is, one, we don't always know what we're going to get from King Community Kitchen. Number two, we're on a budget, to say the least. Number three, it's like, I just kind of like, okay, what do we have? What can I make with this? What can I make with that? I'm thinking instead of that is we'll start either a weekly or bi-weekly menu. Now, that doesn't mean that, like, enchilada night doesn't have to be enchilada night. It could be Mexican night. Like we can make tostadas. We don't have everything to make them right now, but we have the shells. So, you know, if we, like, remember what we have. I mean, if we have a menu, so this is Mexican night, okay? To shop for Mexican night, what do we have and what do we need? It'll be easier that way, instead of just me going into the kitchen and going, okay,
what do I do now?
Yeah, it'll be easier shopping too. Another thing we're going to start doing is going to the grocery store in the morning, not in the afternoon.
Sure.
So we can hopefully get manager specials on meat.
Yeah.
Because we got a whole rack of baby back ribs for less than $5. So
I know there's not a lot of meat on them. They're kind of bony, you know what I mean?
True. Now, there's this other dish I fixed the other night. It was a Mexican thing. If there would have been more meat, because the recipe called for like
a 4-pound roast. You know,
4-pound roast, and I probably used maybe a pound. So,
and never not making that damn kohlrabi thing again.
Yeah, that stuff. It was Indian. That, I think, was the Indian part of it okay?
Yeah, it was a little. We could have turned the spices down a little tiny bit, but you know how that is.
But I'm wondering, maybe I can make that with potatoes.
It was hard as rocks.
Yeah, it's like
some of them.
Yeah, like one kohlrabi was softer, and the other was harder. One was big and one was small. And one of them was
hard.
Tough. It just didn't get tender. And it took a while for it to get tender too. I was thinking it would.
Yeah, it took a long time to cook.
Yeah, and from what I was reading on the recipe that I was using, it shouldn't have taken that long. So maybe they were both old.
Well, duh.
Yeah.
I think they were kind of ancient.
Yeah, so, but I could probably make that with potatoes, but, see, that's a starch, and we need to keep the carbs on the low end. So, I don't know, but we'll start. I mean, we're both now thinking about, we still have a couple of, what, 2 or 3 weeks before we get any money again. By the way, it's 57 degrees Fahrenheit, believe it or not. And the next week or two is actually supposed to be clear. I think we're supposed to get rain 1 or 2 days. Rain, not snow. But anyway, I found a whole block of cheese in the refrigerator today.
It was hiding from you.
Yeah.
It was going, ah!
So, yeah, I'm like, okay. I thought we used it.
Well, hey, we didn't. Yay!
Yeah, we usually buy 3 blocks of cheese, 2 cheddar and 1 mozzarella. We really need to buy more than that.
We need to buy a cow.
Yeah, we do.
Or a cheese factory.
Because we need cheese, butter, milk, all that comes from a cow. And beef. But if we bought a dairy cow, we wouldn't be eating the cow, we'd be making cheese and butter.
Ground beef at the thing instead of the pork ribs. Like maybe I should have got the ground beef instead of the pork ribs.
Whatever. So, and any suggestions people have, by the way, any suggestions that people have on what we can fix. I happen to like ethnic foods, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I've lived on 3 different continents.
I don't mind them, but sometimes you get a little happy with the spices.
No, I need to kind of cut down. Not kind of. I do need to cut down.
Well, just make them not so hot.
See, I use this I put this on my food.
Yeah.
Now, if I make a dish,
you put that on my food, it's going to kill me.
You know, if I make a dish and it's hot for my wife without this, and I go ahead and put this on it, on mine,
it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. And I'm like, oh gosh. So it's, well, honestly, it's kind of hard on me figuring out, because I don't want to make it so bland that she doesn't like it, and I don't want to make it so bland that
you don't like it.
I don't like it, but
I'm sorry.
You know, it's like I make it where I think it's okay, and then I put this on it, on mine, and it's fine, but it's without this on my wife's, it's too spicy sometimes. I'm like, gosh. So
well, it's not easy to.
Yeah, figuring out the spice is sometimes a chore. But if anybody has any ideas, suggestions on recipes, on foods, on menus, please let us know. We do have some good cookbooks now. Actually, we've had some good cookbooks. Let's see.
Well, dang it, honey.
Okay, we have this one.
You just made a mess.
I think this was maybe the last one that came in. Look that one. Now, there's a reason for these particular cookbooks. Oh, that one.
Oh, and that one cancer book has a cookbook in it, too.
Oh, good.
That little one.
Oh,
Smaller
okay.
one. The one's kind of warped.
Yeah. The one that came with the
CD, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's my vision is, and there's a you know, there's crust and crumb, which is for bread, but we have to be easy on the bread. But there are 2 or 3 other ones, and that deal, you know, with like the science of cooking, flavors, sauces. There's one for sauces. There's one, I think, 2 for like seasonings and spices, and 1 for sauces, 2 for science of cooking. Well, that 1 for like how to cook without a book. But think about those titles. Think about those subjects, I should say.
How to cook without a book.
You gain the knowledge from those particular subjects, and you should be able to go without cooking without a book, or at least have a better idea of what to do with what you have. So we shall see. Now, also, this cookbook I like. I think we both like it. But I wish you would make a 2nd volume. Why?
How old is that one?
I'd have to.
Probably not very old.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because she has some recipes on her. She has actually quite a few recipes on her blog, on her website, that are not in here. Probably some of them she just didn't have room, while others she came by later, after she published this, or after she had put it all together just before it was published, but too late to actually get it in the book. So, and see, San Antonio has their own unique style of food. You can go to different parts of Texas, and our neighbor's dog is.
You can hear it through the walls.
And the Mexican food, like where we were in it was Dublin and Stephenville. The Mexican food there is not the same as San Antonio. I happen to like the San Antonio style.
You like the Dublin stuff? That wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, I'll eat what we had.
To me, that's what I would say is typical Mexican. You know.
No, my wife didn't really have a chance to. One Mexican restaurant in San Antonio.
Yeah.
So she didn't have a chance to really.
And we couldn't hear ourselves thinking the one in Dublin.
Oh yeah, they had like a Tejano
radio station.
Yeah, and they had the volume like
through the roof.
No.
I don't even know how the cook could hear himself think.
Yeah.
He's like, ah.
So we're gonna. We're now thinking about menus. This will make it a lot easier. At least I hope it will, and maybe it'll save us money. Because this way, when we go to the store, we know what to buy. We don't have to go, oh, well, that would be nice, and that would be good, and so would that. And then we wind up not using it. Actually, we wind up using just about anything and everything we buy. Not like we have pantry fulls of food here. It would be nice if we did. But also, another food subject, prepping. We're going to start buying canned food for a reason. Canned food, you open it up and you eat it. You may be in a situation where you cannot cook. You may just have to grab it and eat. Then never take an unopened can of food and try to heat it. I knew this guy. Yeah, I knew this guy who was in the National Guard in Texas. And they had sea rations back in those days. He was saying, this is how smart the guy was. They took the cans of food and sat them like on the the engine block or whatever of the tank, because he was in a tank unit, and they didn't open the cans.
Oh God!
Boom! Food and metal all over the inside of that tank.
I bet they were in trouble.
Yeah, probably so.
What the hell are you idiots doing?
Yeah, so I would say don't just vent it, but actually open it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you vent it, if it's not...
It might help a little, but...
I'm sure that the top part of the can, even if you vent it, would start going up. Because, well, can you imagine how hot the engine of a tank would be? These were, M60 tanks? I think they were M60 Pattons? I don't remember, but they don't use them anymore.
Kaboom!
Yeah, so... Anyway, so we're going to start buying canned food to add to our prepping food supply, which means we have to get another shallow, small box, shallow, to put that in. And I did bring the food back because I don't trust food being in that storage unit. No telling what kind of critters could get in it, and if we need to grab and go, then we need to grab and go. We don't have time to go somewhere, pick stuff up, and then go. So, hopefully, if something does happen, we can hunker down at home. But you never know.
Let's hope nothing does happen.
Yeah. Hey, and nothing happened over those 2 days that I know of, where they did the drills, the power down, the grid down drills. So that was good. That really concerned me, because there have been drills, and when those drills happen, some terrorist, something happens. It's like. So anyway, that's it. Bye.